Agriculture has the potential to become the only transition, including the only energy transition, that doesn't further increase or exacerbate all our already existing challenges, and doesn't threaten human well-being or existence. But it will become such superior transition only if it transforms a large part of all agricultural land, especially already degraded or unproductive land, into carbon-agroforests, and applies carbon-agroforestry systems in these carbon-agroforests. Most of our videos point out carbon-agroforestry as the only or most important solution to challenges, and the only or best way to make all humans thrive, this all at the same time. This focus on carbon-agroforestry most probably does not please agro or agribusiness in general, at least not in the short term, plus it most probably also does not please the activists either, at least not in the short term. We claim this is because both agro as well as activists are blind to this unique and powerful carbon-agroforestry solution, with all its consequential prosperity and thriving it offers us. Possibly both agro as well as activists are blinded for the obvious, because they both are too focused on lobbying for their short-term interests. This way even activists do not add up to solving anything, and possibly indirectly support all humans of doing nothing. So how could agro or agrobusiness drive and sustain the only transition, including the only energy transition, that does not further increase all our challenges, nor further threatens human thriving, as both ongoing transitions do? While agro and agrobusiness are touting biofuels, even so during COP30, as a solution to reduce or zero out carbon emissions, this amongst others, it is not the complete solution which needs to present net carbon neutrality, as well as net carbon dioxide removal. We claim that we humans cannot longer afford a solution that is not carbon dioxide removing, or that not at least becomes independent from the use of fossil fuels. We see that both touted and already ongoing energy transitions, that while they are assumed to solve, they instead in reality further aggravate the most recognized challenges, including the year-on-year carbon dioxide accumulation, which reached a new record in 2024. That probably is because these transitions are not carbon dioxide removing, and go on depending on fossil fuels and on using fossil fuels. This trend of further aggravation of challenges will not change before the year 2050, and possibly not even after 2050. The future challenge of 90% of our agricultural land being degraded or unproductive in the year 2050. We know that by the year 2050 90% of all our agricultural land will have become degraded or unproductive. Degrading agricultural lands lead to massive emissions, as well as depend more on the use of fossil fuels, this directly as well as indirectly. Emissions could turn out to be as much, and possibly more, than the actual fossil fuel use and the actual emissions, including the emissions caused by fossil fuels. Besides the fact that 90% of our agricultural land degradation will become a massive emitter, it also will inhibit human thriving, amongst many others because of food insecurity, and possibly even cause new challenges and eventually extinction. Both actual transitions fail to deliver. So with both actual transitions, we will soon be much worse off in all aspects than that we are right now. In the case that agro or agribusiness transitions into carbon-agroforests, agro or agribusiness will become the driver of the perfect energy transition, because of being the driver of the transition from unsustainable agriculture to sustainable and even soil-regenerating carbon-agroforests, which apart from abundant and healthy food, also provide all fuels, energy and materials that all humans need, this by means of carbon-agroforests, and in the case of fuels, because of the biofuels that these carbon-agroforests produce. If agro fails, there are still forests. In case that agro or agribusiness does not show interest, or fails to act, the Amazon Amerindians, eventually together with certain farmers, on their own, are very well able to solve all challenges, including country, continent and even global challenges, plus make all 8 billion humans thrive, while perfectly preserving and even regenerating their forests. This possibility is the subject of several of our videos. Obviously, the ideal scenario would be for the Amazon Amerindians, or indigenous peoples of the Amazon, eventually plus certain farmers, and the agro or agribusiness, to realize simultaneously the in this channel presented Carbon-Agroforest Action Plan and Transition, that goes much further than only producing fuels. The in this channel presented Carbon-Agroforest Action Plan and Transition, apart from solving challenges, protecting and regenerating, also produces all that all 8 billion humans need. Food, fuels, energy, as well as all basic materials, that can also include all advanced basic materials, like silicon, graphite, rare metals, rare earth elements, etc. All this without the use of fossil fuels, as well as without mining and drilling. This wide range of products and services is the subject of several of our videos.